Hi there guys, welcome back to day 3 of the month of Retrobrown. Today we are doing a Kanto Solo Run with Slowbro, the evolution of Slowpoke and probably one of the derpiest Pokemon you can find. This is going to be a fun run. Slowbro is a water psychic type if after 20 odd years of Pokemon you weren't aware of this right now, with some absolutely amazing stats, especially in its bulk. It's got a total of 490. And then mostly spread around its defense, its special, even its HP and its attack. The big drawback about Slowbro is its 30 base speed, which of course is not very good at all. But that leads us on to its moveset, and it starts off with a fantastic move in Confusion. So it starts off with Confusion, Disable and Headbutt. And the Pokemon we're actually going to use as the Rivals Pokemon in this one, because it'll be the hardest challenge right at the end is going to be the Bulbasaur. Yes, we start off with Confusion, it's going to be super effective against it, but I think that very final battle, that Venusaur is going to be the biggest challenge. But considering the types of move we actually start off with, I'm going to move straight over to Brock. Confusion is a fantastic move for this point in the game. His Geodude and his Onix have got terrible special, and they go down to a couple of Confusions. Even if we get hit by Screech, even if we get hit by Bide, I think as you can see there, we managed to beat him without taking much damage at all. We're level 11, and that's going to give us a really good start to this game. Now, the wider moveset that we could get, we get a bit of ice coverage, we get a bit of fighting coverage, ground coverage, psychic coverage, and water coverage. We've got some amazing moves to be able to use on this Slowbro. In Mount Moon, we can also pick up Mega Punch, so we can start taking advantage of that decent attack stat. And that gives us a good chance against Misty here. Now, Confusion is not going to do very much against the Starmie, which is why we're going to need to switch to Mega Punch. You could use Headbutt, it's around about the same power. It's probably got better, it's definitely got better accuracy. So we are going to use that, and it does have the chance to flinch as well, which would be very, very good. Annoyingly, the Starmie does get up its defenses, but because we're a water type, the AI for Misty doesn't allow her to use water type moves. So even at level 17, 18, we managed to get through Misty extremely quickly. We can pick up Bubble Beam, fantastic move for this point in the game, especially because it's a stab move for us, which means instead of doing around about the 65 base power, it's going to do around about that 80, 90 sort of range. Now we've picked up that move, we can move on to the rival on Nugget Bridge. I talked through him on my last Kanto video, but as you can see here, we missed the sand attack from the Pidgeotto. Bubble Beam is doing good, decent damage. And one of the worst things about Slowbro, of course, is its 30 base speed. But that is more than made up for in its actual bulk. That 110 defense stat is incredible for the early game. The 90 special as well, fantastic for the early game as well when we do come up against special attackers. And honestly, I could not believe how quickly we were moving through this game. We got through to Nugget Bridge so quickly. We haven't even lost once yet. Let's see how we do against the rival on the SSN. We can pick up Body Slam here, which is going to be a fantastic move to use against a lot of his Pokemon. We can take advantage of that attack stat, and it means that we can do quite well against these original Pokemon. Because we've also got Surge coming up next, which we don't have the greatest matchup against. Surge is an Electric-type gym leader. We're a Water-type Pokemon, but his Pokemon are very defensively weak, just like most of the rivals here in this battle. Its Kadabra is going to go down to 1 Body Slam, and we can move on to the Ivysaur. So the Ivysaur does have the type advantage here. We don't have Confusion on our moveset anymore. It's actually not one of our best moves right now. So Body Slam was the better move to be using here. We are going to pick up the likes of Psychic later on, when we can actually learn via level up. But we can also learn it via TM when we get to Saffron. As you can see here, we've got Body Slam, Bubble Beam, Headbutt, Mega Punch. Some really big hitting moves for this point in the game. But it does take 2 hits to take down that Voltorb, so it's not looking like our attack is the best right now. 1 Mega Punch is enough for the Pikachu. And we're going to go with Body Slam for the Raichu. It does get the paralysis, and we take it down in 2. So even against Surge, where we've got this type disadvantage, we get a first time victory. And I'm going to start calling you Private Surge at this point, mate. We pick up Thunderbolt, which we can't even use. We can learn Thunder Wave, but we can't learn Thunderbolt. Fair enough, we're a Water-type Pokemon. The Exploding Hiker, of course, we even outspeed most of his Pokemon now we're level 29. And we get through without one hitch of a problem at all. And that brings us through to Lavender Tower. Now, unlike the Eevee video, we get type coverage, so when it comes to Lavender Tower, we are not going to have a problem getting through that whatsoever. We get Psychic type moves. We can get Psychic as soon as we've been to Celadon, picked up the Freshwater, and opened up Saffron. And that means the Lavender Tower is going to be very, very, very easy. But as well as picking up the Freshwater in Celadon, we are going to pick up the TM for Ice Beam. One thing I really want to do is get that type coverage moveset as quick as I can. If I can get Ice Beam, if I can get Earthquake, Psychic, I can even learn Fire Blast if I really want to. We've got a fantastic moveset to move forward with. We nearly lose against the rival in Lavender Tower, and that's the closest we've come to losing so far. Let's move on to Celadon. Let's see how we do against Erica. Again, another gym leader with a type disadvantage to, we've got a type disadvantage to. And this is where the speed really does detriment us. As you can see there, we get put to sleep, and then 2 Razor Leafs take us out. So, unless we can get past that sleep powder, we've just got 75% accuracy, we're just going to keep getting put to sleep every single time. We did equip Ice Beam on this time, we don't get sleep powdered, and we get past the Victory Bell. Tangela is a very weak Pokemon. I'm actually quite interested to see when Tangela comes up on the wheel, we can do a run with it, because as much as it's got awful moves, I think it might be an interesting run, to be fair. The Vileplume is not much of a problem if it used Petal Dance. Yeah, it's a powerful move, but it confused itself in the end, so it's quite a detrimental move, really. And now we've beaten Erica, second try, we've had 1 loss so far. Can move through to Giovanni and just completely slaughter his Pokemon. Both his Rhydon, his Rhyhorn and his Onix. I've done that 2 videos in a row now. I've called his Rhyhorn Rhydon, because he does get 1 right in the end, but yeah, we decimate both of them. The Kangaskhan goes down without much of a problem at all. And we've just opened up the game. So we've completed Lavender Tower, and we can move straight onto Silphcore. This is the quicker method if you want to do a solo run and you're trying to get the best time. You go from Lavender Tower, you go straight to Silphcore, and you beat everybody that you can there that you need to beat. And then you move on to like Sabrina, Koga, Blaine, Giovanni, and then the Pokemon League. That is the quickest route that I have found to be able to get through these runs. You need to make sure you're not backtracking on yourself as much as possible. It does mean, though, that we're going through this point in the game without having the HM for Surf. Considering we're a water Pokemon, that's a stab move for us, which means it's a very powerful move for us to be using. So, the Venusaur here is where we start realising how much of a problem it's going to be. And granted, I did not use the best strategy. Psychic is a very powerful move, it's a stab move for us as well. And really, we should have been using that move for the entire Venusaur part of the fight. Pidgeot, we've got Ice Beam, so it's not going to be a problem. Considering how much damage Ice Beam's actually doing, I think it might be worth us actually getting Blizzard later on, and you find that in the Pokemon Mansion. It's when you go downstairs to go and find the rare candy, find the secret key. It's in that first room where you need to flip the first switch. It's the item right next to that statue. So, we have got Earthquake now, and it's a much more powerful move than Body Slam, just by 20 power points, but yeah, it's definitely a great move to be using. We're going to go straight for Psychic, goes half damage, we even get the special drop, and that means that we can get past that Venusaur. So 2 losses, not bad at all. These are usually the trainers that we do find a loss on, with Rival 5, I think he's called. And we can move on to Giovanni. So next up is going to be Nidorino, and of course, he's got mostly poison Pokemon, he's got mostly ground Pokemon. We've got a fantastic moveset to be able to take this out. And I was thinking at this point in the run, we might have an S tier Pokemon here. The run was going so smoothly, so many quick battles, even with that slow speed. Yeah, we are getting outspeeded, so the frames will add to the actual end time. But we're one-shotting most Pokemon, we're two-shotting most Pokemon. That's a good sign that we're also going to get a very good run. And of course, my own playing style, the way that I went about it, it did turn out to give us a good edge. So, next up is Sabrina. As I said, we're going to go straight from Silphcore to Sabrina, take out her teams, then move on to Koga, get Surf, move on to Blaine, then Giovanni. That's the route that we're going with here. Slowbro is just tearing through her team. We have the type advantage really with resistances. She doesn't really, apart from Leech Life, there's not really any move that's super effective against us here. If any other Pokemon had an electric type move, then yeah, we'd have a problem, but they don't. Slowbro is at level 41 here. The Alakazam's 2 levels above us. We're fully paralysed, but Earthquake with a critical is still not enough to take out the Alakazam in one hit. But to take it down, and we can move on to the next gym leader. So, Psywave is a move I've not used whatsoever on any of my runs. It's an awful move, so I probably won't ever use it, but you know, I might try the next Psychic Pokemon that comes up. I might try a bit of Psywave on that one. Koga, there's really not much to talk about at all. The worst thing that can happen here is his Weezing uses self-destruct on us. But because of our bulk, it's just probably not going to take us out whatsoever. Sludge is a powerful move. Yeah, there you go, there's the self-destruct. Doesn't take us out. And we beat Koga. He just decides to just throw the match. He knows he's lost, so yeah, we just take the badge straight out of his dead arms. We give the gold teeth to the Warden, we head off to Cinnabar Island, and of course we're going to go and beat Blaine. So we have picked up Surf now, because there's no other way we would have got to Cinnabar without Surf. But considering the other moves I've got, Amnesia is a much stronger move to have on our move roster. It does induce the badge boost glitch, but the main reason I was going to do it, even if we didn't have badge boost glitch in Gen 1, is because I want my special higher. That makes our Psychics higher, our Ice Beams better. Yeah, why wouldn't you want to have Amnesia on a Slowbro? It's a fantastic move to have. It's one of the most broken moves in Gen 1, really, apart from Double Team. Not anywhere near as broken as Double Team, but it's still very broken. And last up in Gym Leaders is Giovanni. He starts off with his Rhyhorn, I got it right this time, and we can just set up our Amnesias. Once we've set them up, we can Earthquake, we can Ice Beam, we can Psychic. This is not going to be a problem whatsoever. Dugtrio is going to still outspeed us even after that badge boosting. But it's so weak, one Psychic is more than enough to take it out. Same on the Nidoqueen. Second versus Sim, the first is Nidoking. And we move on to the Rhydon, which of course I'm going to go for Ice Beam. One shot KO, just what I like to see. And that is all 8 gym leaders done. And we can move on to start the Elite Four, but before that of course we have the rival. So the rival here, which if I mentioned yet, is Wackoids, one of my friends. He loves these solo run videos, so every now and then I put him as the rival. Starts off with a Pidgeot here. Ice Beam after a few Amnesias is more than enough to take him out. Ice Beam on the Rhyhorn, 2 down. Gyarados, probably the one I'm most scared about, but Psychic is more than enough to take it down. This fourth Pokemon is the Growlithe. We've got Earthquake to counter that. And next up is Alakazam. We have Earthquake to counter that, but he sets up for Reflect, and that's how much damage we do. Yeah. So at this point I was thinking, right, how do I get past here? Because I'm going to run out with Earthquake PP. He's going to keep recovering. We're going to keep losing HP. He goes for a potion, and we finally get one more Earthquake to take him down. Last up is the Venusaur, and he gets a Vine Whip in, but one Psychic is more than enough. So actually, I should have been using Psychic in that fight there. We were increasing our specials, so it would have been the better play to do. And I probably lost a little bit of time that I should have kept, really. Moving on to Victory Road. We bump into a lot of columns moving forward, and we move on to Lorelei in the Elite Four. So considering we were Water-type Pokemon, most of our Pokemon are Water types as well, we shouldn't have too much of a problem here. I'm level 48, haven't used my rare candies, I've tried at minimum battles for this entire playthrough, and as long as we set up that Amnesia, Psychic should start taking out most of the Pokemon straight away. The biggest drawback right now, again, comes back down to our speed. We do outspeed her Slowbro, even though we're 5 levels below. Next up is the Jinx, and I really should have went for Earthquake here. We've been paralysed, so yeah, Thrash is starting to do a lot of... yeah, we lose. Third loss of the run, and it comes to one of the Elite Four members. That's still... I'm not mad about that. One thing about the Dugong and the Cloyster, and most of, well, the Slowbro as well, they like to use Growl on you. Like, it's the Elite Four part of the game, why have they still got Growl? But that just adds to our badge boost glitch, so it means that even though our attack's going down, our special is going up, which we're not gonna turn our nose up at. We want that extra speed, and we want that extra special. We want to be able to take things out in one. But there's the problem. Earthquake does very little damage, even though it's super effective against the Jinx, and Psychic does a lot more. We take out the Jinx, we're paralyzed again, and the Lapras is going to use Body Slam. We get 2 Psychics in, and that is Lorelei down. Level 50, we're going into Bruno. You know what? Should I even heal? We're against Onyx. Yeah, you know what? It was worth the heal, to be fair. Let's Ice Beam it. That's 1 down. Psychic the Hitmonchan. 2 down. Hitmonlee. Let's see how much Ice Beam does. Nah, we froze it. We froze it. It's the first freeze of the run. I was wondering when one of them was going to crop up. Oh, I laughed too soon. Ah. I forgot that we had low speed and that Fissure hits if you are slower than the opponent. Okay, let's batch boost. I got way too cocky. I didn't think that Bruno would beat us. This is going to be a fun month of Retrobrown, I've got to be honest. So, now we've set up, we can outspeed things. This is going to be a complete sweep. And then we level up, so we actually have all that speed increases just gone. He doesn't go for Fissure, and we can take him down in 1. I never thought we'd lose to Bruno there. 4 losses. We've lost to both of the first 2 Elite Four members. Next up is Agatha. We should be able to Psychic our way in through her entire team. As long as we do not get put to sleep. As long as we do not get confused. We got confused. Psychic down that Gengar. That's 1 down. Golbat is next. We could use... it's used Haze. Oh, great. The stat increases have gone. And we get put to sleep. This isn't looking good now. We're confused. We keep getting put to sleep. What is our luck on this Agatha battle? Nightshade. Yeah, I think we've lost this one, guys. We get put to sleep. We managed to take down the Haunter. We woke up on the first turn. Okay, level 52. We've got the Arbok. And she switches into Gengar. We've got 1 Amnesia up, but a Nightshade is enough to take us down. So we've lost to each of the Elite Four members so far. I really need to get my head in gear for this run, because I am making way too many mistakes here. So we really want that first 1 or 2 Amnesias against the Gengar. We don't want her to use Nightshade, which of course she does. But then she switches into Golbat. Please don't use Haze. Fantastic. We've got past the Golbat and we've still got all of our stat increases. So that means the Gengars are going to be 1-hit KOs now. We don't outspeed though, which is kind of annoying, but we are a very slow Pokemon. Hence the name Slowbro. The Arbok does big damage with Acid, and we've only got 1 Pokemon left. We're on 61 HP, so we can tank 1 Nightshade, and that's enough to get us a Psychic in to take out that last Gengar. Which means there's only 2 trainers left. We have Lance the Dragon Trainer, and Wacko the Champion. Considering we've got Ice Beam on our moveset, this should be pretty good, but I think it's probably worth at this point switching to Blizzard. We'll see how we do in this first attempt, and Hyper Beam does... What the hell? We didn't even get an attack in there. Okay, let's rethink this. Okay, so we definitely do want to take it down. Otherwise, why are we fighting him? But we really need to get some Amnesias up, but it's probably not the best thing to do against that Gyarados. Let's do it against this Dragonair and see where we get to. Okay, we're on very low HP now. This is really not looking good. Okay, so we're speedy enough to take out... Okay, this is looking good. Hey, we outspeed the Dragonite. That was not as difficult as I thought. Yes, we needed a bit of badge boost, but... Sue me. Let's see how we do against the rival. Final champion. Let's see how we do here. He's going to be starting with his Pidgeot. So if we can get a freeze here, this would actually work massively in our favour. Let's set up a couple of Amnesias though, because we know what Pokemon are coming out next. It's going to increase the defense as well, so his Pokemon aren't going to do as much damage as us. 1 Ice Beam's more than enough to take it down. Alakazam's next. We won't outspeed this. He goes for a big Psychic, and it does 11 damage. Let's see how much our Psychic. It's half damage. He's set up his Reflect as well, which is really, really annoying. But we're mostly going for special moves, so Ice Beam's more than enough to take down the Rhydon. We level up, and the badge boost glitch is gone. But because we've used Amnesia, our special is still really high. Gyarados goes down in 1. Arcanine uses Leer, actually helps us out a little bit. It goes down in 1 Psychic. Last up is the Venusaur. It goes for Solar Beam, and we go for Psychic. And there we go. Slowbro has become the Pokemon League champion at level 57. There's not too many runs that I've done where I'm under level 60, where I've actually been able to complete the game. So this is a good run. And you're going to see how good of a run it is in just a second when I show you the end time. So yeah, let's see. We finished at level 57 and our time was 3 hours 20 minutes. It is a fantastic run, but it is nowhere near that S tier. It's nowhere near the likes of Gyarados or Mewtwo. Or even, well, it's not too far off Gengar really. But there we go. That was a fun run. Slowbro is a very enjoyable Pokemon to use. Definitely recommend it. So, now we've completed this video, we need to know what's coming up next on the wheel for the Kanto runs. So let's spin the wheel, let's see what comes up. First up, let's have a look. So, I think I need a bit more of a challenge considering we're in the month of Retrobrown. First up's Charmander. You know what? Start a Pokemon Fire type. Fire types aren't great in Gen 1. That could be a good run. What's next? Ekans. Ooh, yeah. The Arbok run was fun. It will be difficult. What's last? Goldeen. Yeah, we're going with Goldeen. This is going to be a difficult run. I don't think you're going to imagine how difficult this might be. But anyway, guys, if you've got to this point in the video, smash that like and subscribe. You legends. And we'll see you tomorrow for another Johto run. And we'll see you the next day for another Kanto run. Appreciate you guys. Take care.